Good morning and welcome to Oklahoma Real Estate on the Move. This is Becky Ivins, your social worker with a real estate license, helping you move from one spot to the next and keeping your family in mind. I'll give you my phone number in case you need it. It is 722-3232. And I'm right here in the metro, sell all corners and all little crevices of central Oklahoma, and would love to help you with your real estate transaction. I have for you this morning, I promised this, and here he is in person, David Harpster. And David, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. Instead of reading a bio, I'm just going to just say what you do, and then you expand on that. You help people with credit repair.
I do.
Is that right?
I do.
Okay. How do you do that?
Well, what we do is our company focuses on education and as well as restoration of their credit. And we do that through the auspices of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Everyone has the right to a correct credit report, and we help with that. So, and what that does is that helps generate a higher score for them.
Okay. Well, I have my little committee that with my company, which is comprised of a lender, a couple of vendors that I deal with a lot, and then clients that I have dealt with quite a few times. And I always ask them, what are your questions for my guest? And they've come up with a few questions.
Okay.
One of them is a real common question, and that is, what actually makes up the credit score? Is it some mysterious algorithm? What is it that contributes to the credit score?
Well, there is the mysterious algorithm.
Right.
Rest assured, it's in there, and it's embedded within the system. But what the consumer needs to really know is, what are the components that make up the credit score? And 35% of someone's score is merely their pay history. Do they pay their monthly obligations on time every month? After that is the amounts that they owe. And this deals more than anything with just the balances on your credit cards. Do you keep the balances low? And that right there is up to 30% of someone's score. 15% of the score is a person's length of credit history. So if you have a longer credit history that's positive, it will impact your score positively. By the same token, if you have a lengthy credit history that's bad, of course, that's going to negatively impact your score. And then the last 10% is your mix of credit. I'm sorry, your next to last 10% is your mix of credit. That is, do you have some revolving debt, some installment debt, maybe a mortgage? So the system can more adequately score a person. And then the final is any new credit that you've taken out recently, because that can impact your score negatively when you take out new credit.
Okay. So now, people come to me and sometimes don't have any credit at all, no score, and they think they can go down and get a credit card and establish instant credit score. Is that a possibility?
In a perfect world, of course it is, but in real life, just opening one credit card and having a score within the first 30 days or so isn't realistic. You're going to be looking at a 90-day process in reality because one credit card is not going to be enough for the system to really score.
Okay.
So,
and now, on the other hand, one of my clients is actually trying to buy a house right now. Has a 0 credit score. She has had credit. It's just that she hasn't borrowed money for more than 2 years. Everything's been paid off. So if she were to get a credit card or open credit in her name, would she then be able to restore a credit score that she previously had?
Yes. The thing is what impacts your credit more than anything is what has happened in the last 2 years. That's the big aspect of credit scoring. So if you've fallen off the grid, as it were, for the last 2 years, your score is going to go down, or it will not even generate a score for you. So when she reactivates her credit, that older history will begin to impact her credit score again. And if it's good, that's great. It's just not going to be a huge impact. It's going to look at what's happened in the last 2 years. And as she's restoring that and building new credit, her score will react accordingly. So.
And that's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. We had her activate a credit card that she had actually closed down or something. Anyway, she still had something that and it did reactivate her, and at a 725 level, which was a good level. Mm-hmm. But it took about, I think it was about 45 days, because she was probably in the middle of a month when she started. And but now it's rising because she's paid on the credit card, and a 725 score is a good score anyway.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay. So what I had someone tell me this week, I said, do you have a clue as to what your credit score is? Oh, yes, we're in the high 800s. So my eyebrows did the same thing that yours just did, David. So tell me why that would let me think that probably that's not they probably don't know.
Well, generally your credit scores range from 350 to 850. So being in the high 800s is something I've yet to have seen, and I've been looking at credit reports since 1999.
Well, that's the highest credits that they score is 850.
850.
And the different ones, there's still just 3 of the big ones?
Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, they are the clearing houses of information. They do not actually generate the credit scores. Each industry has their own credit score. So when you're thinking, and this falls back to your folks with the upper 800 score, there are 50, 60 different scoring models, and you never know which one you're looking at.
Oh, I see.
So when you go in to get a mortgage, that is your mortgage score.
Well, they had gone in to get a new pickup truck.
Automobile score.
Well, no, they were from Oklahoma, so it was a pickup truck.
Yes.
Okay.
that would be the pickup truck score.